views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its host, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. What up, y'all? It's your boy, Brian Forbes. We are in the building. It's time, as usual, on a Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Y'all know what it is. Let's see. Tonight, y'all, we're going to talk about a few things in regard to the current climate and things going on around the Steppers community. There's a lot happening, y'all. Oh, yeah, let me take that back. There's a lot happening and not happening all at the same time. I know that probably sounds crazy as hell, but it's where we are. And I personally am I'm at a crossroad myself around the community, and I'm really always thinking about you guys and what we can do. I'm constantly wondering about what we can do to improve what's going on around the community. But you know, I struggle with I struggle with us collectively outside the Steppin community as a people. Now, I don't want to get too heavy on y'all tonight because, you know, some people say I'm too deep sometimes for this to be just a dance thing. But the simple fact is we got a lot of work to do, you know, as a people, as it stands today. And ultimately, I want to see what we have here grow and flourish and become the best that it can be. Susan Watson, how are you? Thank you for checking in. I see you. Tony God Gifted, Richard Hill Jr., Phoebe Stewart is in the building. I see you. Marcel Noden in the house. Let me see. Let's see. I'm not apparently coming through as clearly as I need to. Let me turn up the volume. Let me see. Is that helping a little bit? Let me pump up the volume. Let me turn it up a little bit more. I want to make sure y'all, you know, you get to hear me. So anyway, is that better? For whoever asked me, Marcel, is that better? So, you know, and I speak about this because I'm always concerned about making sure that we can be the best that we can be on a collective program in general. But then, as a dance community, we are very well connected. And unfortunately, sometimes as we make friends in this community, I hate a lot of times when I see the divisions that come in this community. And with that, it's like anything else. We can't avoid the human element. And that, you know, somebody, you know, we were talking about right before, you know, we just left contest season. So right in there, it got to the point where people were asking me, well, who do you predict is going to win this? Or who do you think is going to win that? Well, I kind of made it my business to not make those commentaries, mainly because one thing has become evidently clear to me around the Steppers world, and that is that we are going to be people. People are going to people. And even though we may have in our head something that we saw that we thought was fantastic or great, or one thing was going to be better, or whatever the case may be, simple fact is you can't ever account for the human element. You can't ever account for what a person will do under any particular circumstances. And so because of that, we're going to struggle. But that doesn't have anything to do with this dance. I want y'all to be extremely clear about one thing if you're not clear about anything else. This dance hasn't done anything to anybody. The dance itself has a solid footing, a solid foundation. We could use some organization. However, the dance itself has not done anything to anybody. The human element is what brings those distractions and those things that cause us to divide ourselves and run into little struggles and different things that happen along the way. And that is just part of humanity. That's part of our natural state of being. And there's nothing that anybody can really do about that. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Well, let me not say there's nothing wrong with it. We could do better. I would love to see people collectively draw from one another and give more to one another within these communities. Now, with that said, I want to say probably within the last year, I've done a couple of things where I discussed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my guest up here right quick. In recent months, particularly over the last year, we've talked a lot about events. And in light of some news that I got today, it caused me to think about some things. And it kind of reiterates what I've been saying. So I want to get a little bit deeper into it on today because I want people to really wrap their minds around a few things as it pertains to how we can make our communities better. But before we begin to even think about doing anything on a national scale, on a large scale, we have to first consider making sure that our local communities are tight, which is where I think we dropped the ball, which is very similar and indicative of the way we vote. Okay, my person is not coming through. When you think about how we operate during election season, right? We have a struggle sometimes deciding who we're going to deal with. We have a struggle connecting on common ground sometimes in our politics. So this is what happens. You're always going to have naysayers and you're going to have people that go against the grain. In the Steppers community, we also have the types of behaviors that, and here's where I'm going with this. There have been events, Steppin events going on since Steppin started. I mean, this is what it's about. It's a collective. Steppin is a social partner dance, and we socialize. Let's not lose sight of why we do what we do. We do this because we all come together in a specific location usually, and we sit down and we kick it with each other, and we dance with each other, and we have a good time, and we drink and we talk and other things that come from the interactions. And sometimes we even make really good friends. Sometimes we connect with each other in business. We do a lot of things together because of the dance itself, because of the human element. But when the time comes for us to get together and do what's right for the dance, we sometimes have a lot of different ideas. We have a lot of different directions, particularly these days. There was a time in Steppin when we got together for the purpose of everybody enjoying themselves. Right quick. Valerie O'Connor, how you doing, sweetie? I see you, Susu. Sharon Austin in the building. That's my homie right there. Bernice Newsom, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Cheryl Ann Prentice in the house. Diane Harris, I see you. Hey, Vonda Powell, that's my girl right there. Karen Nichols, how you doing? Jerome Cook in the house. Nita 730. Thank you for stopping by. We all get together in this dance because it does something for each and every one of us individually. There was a time when, on a national scale, there were only a certain amount of big events or events that warranted people packing a suitcase, putting their clothes together, getting in their cars, getting on planes, trains, automobiles, or whatever it took to get to particular events that were large that everybody wanted to go to, because when this dance went national, a lot of people wanted to come. They wanted to come kick it. They wanted to come and be a part of the dance. Everybody wanted to do that. But as time has gone on, and clearly lots of people want to reinvent the wheel, if you will, or people see an event and they say to themselves, well, I don't care for the way that event went. I think I can do better. So they then venture out to become a promoter, whatever the case may be, and do it their way, which has allowed for us to all partake in some really fabulous events, because everybody is not always good to go with this. Jackie Hodges, you said you still cannot figure out why there isn't a share button on my live. Yes, there is a share button if you go to my personal page, there is a share button. Lamont Watts, I see you. Pharisees Henderson in the house. I see you, Riri. Thank you for coming through, dear. Okay. So as a collective, we need to begin understanding that these promoters who have decided to step out on a limb and take the chance on doing an event and it becoming popular or becoming, the next big thing. And we've only had, if you really want to keep it 100, here we are in 2023. There are so many events these days. I noticed a shift in the last couple of years where it wasn't an automatic. Used to be automatically, people would say, well, we're going to Steppin, or we're going to this or that. We're going to the white party in Detroit up there with Rodney Mack. We're going to certain events because there were only certain big events, the Heritage Ball. And that was your 1 to 4 times a year, maybe 5, to expand your dance and be in a place where you knew there were going to be a lot of good dancers. The male to female ratio was going to be strong and everybody was going to have a fantastic time, right? Well, as the time has passed, you've had people who were doing smaller events that decided they wanted to do bigger events. Nothing wrong with that. Because again, we've come away with some very good events. But I am appealing to some of the promoters who seemingly continue to diligently promote an event. And I'm not getting in nobody's business. I can't count your money. It ain't my business. I'm not trying to tell people what to do and what not to do. That is not what I'm doing here. However, we all know that we've been to events where the promoters really need to just get that up. People can go wherever they want and spend their money however they want. And if you want to go and spend your money, in a place that is not so good, with a promoter that maybe, doesn't take your best interest at heart the way that they should, that's your prerogative. But I need for y'all to also understand that when we do these things, we also spread the entire community thin, so to speak. There are people who would love to go to every event. We know that financially that is foolish, if nothing else. I mean, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It wouldn't matter to me if I had $1 billion. Some things I'm just not going to. It's just that simple. I wouldn't, if I could afford to go to all the events. Not only that, let's also keep in mind that it's work to go to some of these events. While, if you do this enough, You will get burnt out. It will become tiring. I literally get hired to come to some of these events, and I can honestly tell you, it does get tiring, even though I'm working and I do enjoy this. I came to the conclusion I couldn't do this all the time, and we do it a lot now. If I had to do it anymore, I probably would get very burnt out on it. So just imagine if you're a person that just jumps on a plane every so often and you run up the highway, up in the sky, and you do your thing, and it can get old. Miss Mary, I see you. Thank you for checking in, my dear. We will see you first weekend. We will be in the A for first weekend. I look forward to that. First Friday, Miss Mary on first Saturday, and we will be kicking it, having a great time for Miss Poppy Forbes' birthday party. Just I'm gonna throw that out there right quick. Darlene Mans, I see you. Hey, love. So the thing is this. As we move forward in our communities, I think that it is time for us as consumers, and I'm not talking about me as Inside Steppin or the things that we do. I think it's time that we as consumers begin to hold our promoters accountable for the work that they do or don't do. And that means there needs to come a time where the support just is not there, where it's not practical for individuals to continue to give bad events. Now, while that is seemingly happening, let's keep in mind that there are a lot of people giving a lot of good events. I've been to quite a few this year that I have enjoyed, straight up. I ain't gonna lie. One of the first ones that comes to mind, right off the top of my head, the promoter is on the line, by the way, with us, Miss Valerie O'Connor, Denim and Diamonds. Man, listen, that was a class act. I mean, class act. Now, the thing about Ms. Connor's event, while it is probably considered a national 3-day event, let's keep in mind that it was very, very regional, which I think benefited that community and those who attend that sort of an event. I think that the promoters need to be mindful that their regions need to be covered before they even think about doing anything on a national scale. I think that is just something that needs to be in it. Again, because we lack the organization within the Steppers community, these sorts of things don't go unchecked, or they go unchecked. There needs to come a time again where we, as the consumers of Steppin, need to hold our promoters accountable. Texas Heat this year was phenomenal, off the chain. Now, there are some that will say, because we have people who say things like, well, I don't want to sit through a contest. Well, you don't have to. Trust me when I tell you the attendance was strong. It was a fantastic event, class act. I had a fantastic time. I especially enjoyed covering it because of the ability. We had the ability to really give you good angles and to showcase the contest as well as the event itself and the host of individuals who were there. It was a great, great set. Now, I'm saying all of this to say this. Today I read, and I guess this was put up on yesterday, Mr. Irie Isaiah Israel, the cat in the hat, put up a post on yesterday that made me think about this topic. Here's why. This he called an exclusive Step Union bulletin. Okay. Now let's remember, prior to Step Union, there was Steppaganza, the powerhouse, the #1 Steppers event in the country for years. The one event that everybody, even people in Chicago who don't travel, came to. It is now legendary, but it is also over. He and Mr. Lois, his partner, decided prior year to no longer have Steppaganza. And from my understanding, part of the reason was because you had people who decided that they no longer wanted to be a part of or they would complain about the award ceremony. Now, my question is, Why would you complain about the award ceremony? You feel like that little bit of time, sometimes maybe 45 minutes, out of off the dance floor would hurt you so bad that there is not room or time to honor those that came before us. The one main thing that I want to point out specifically about Steppaganza for those who complained about the award ceremony is that Steppaganza was set up as an award ceremony to begin with. That's like saying that the world's largest, you don't want to go, you bored because it's a contest and you don't want to watch other people dance. I don't want to go to Texas Heat because I don't feel like watching other people dance. There are other things going on, just so you know, number one. Number two, these events are set up specifically for those things to happen. If you have a problem with those things happening, don't come. These events were set up for those reasons. You know this coming in the door. Why complain about it? Why create turmoil where there is none? Now, because of these sorts of back-end problems, and I'm not saying that's the only reason, but Steppaganza was effectively canceled. May Miss Dolores rest in peace. She joined the ancestors shortly afterward. And Mr. Israel took it upon himself to carry that torch forward with my man Miami Steve and start Step Union, which I strongly predicted on the front end it would happen. I said it would happen. A lot of people were like, no, and even I want to do something else. But I knew and I felt in my heart that he was not going to just walk away. But I do understand that people don't realize the challenges that these promoters have when they do these events. And so I'm going to read to you what he wrote about Step Union for 2024. And I'm reading you this because I have a few points to make. By Mr. Irie Isaiah Israel, an exclusive Stepper Union bulletin. Steve and I send the entire Chicago Stepper community a heartfelt thanks for the support of Stepper Union and Steppaganza over the years. When the risks outweigh the reward, we decided to cancel the 2024 Step Union due to the host hotel's change of policy within the contract that we've established with them during the last 14 years. They wanted us to accept terms that would have raised the cost of the rooms too much, and we weren't willing to take the risk of being responsible for committing to pay thousands of dollars up front with no guarantee that we would get our money back in rebates, nor did we want the guests to pay higher daily rates for the rooms. Y'all remember now, you can't be free. And the room rates were actually very reasonable, and the event itself didn't cost you a thing. All you had to do was get your room. So this was the premise and the foundation for being able to attend this event at what I always thought was a great concept. The silent recession heading into a depression. The current state of the country is looking gloomy every passing day, with numerous corporate businesses and restaurants closures, along with interest rates, gas, food, transportation costs, and taxes going up continuously. We are in a time when everyone is tightening up their spending on entertainment, as witnessed by the decline in attendance at parties, theaters, sporting events, and concerts, because more people are losing jobs daily, which result in dwindling cash reserves. Now, I want to specifically point out right here in this particular part of his writing that the economy is looking a little sparse. And I've always said on this show over the years multiple times that the average person is only going to attend between 3 and 4 events per year. This one is clearly now off the table. However, it doesn't negate the fact that things are going up and the costs are getting higher. Now, back to the letter. In our opinion, the cost of doing business now has become too costly, with less of a guarantee of even breaking even in the foreseeable future. This is definitely not the time for us to be investing thousands of our dollars into a mega event of this magnitude without having some assurance that our clientele could afford to support it, even though they may have a strong desire to attend. Now, let's point here again, somebody who cares about your experience at an event is not so concerned about lining his own pockets, but making sure that you get value for the event that you attend. Once again, holding the promoters accountable. Mr. Israel, the cat in the hat, holds himself accountable, unlike some promoters. This is to be honored. Oversaturated competition during a recession. Now, here we go. We also realize there are so many Steppin events scheduled weekly, monthly, and annually throughout the country that the market has become overly saturated with increased competition. And even though people have personal choices, we understand that transportation and lodging costs have escalated to the point of becoming unaffordable for a lot of us to travel many miles outside of our local areas just to dance, even though our program is a you can't beat free event and have minimal admission costs. The projected economic outlook. Here are a couple of videos breaking down the reality of the upcoming worsening economic epidemic projected for the foreseeable future. Now, he listed 3 videos at the bottom of this thing. So if you want to see this, you can go on Distinguished Gentlemen of St. Louis to read what I'm reading and click the links. The issue isn't whether if we can afford to finance Steppin Union 2024, but rather if the people will be able to afford to attend the event if they happen to be faced with the difficult choice of spending money on their needs versus spending money on their passions. Understanding the danger ahead. Most everything in life is a gamble. When it comes to investing money, so it would be to our advantage to recognize the troubling signs of the economy. Be aware of the dangers ahead and know when to hold them and know when to fold them. We wish everyone peace and blessings with our endeavors in the future, and we will be back in business for 2025 if and only if a healthy state of the economy dictates our return. Sincerely, in gratitude, Irie and Steve. So, the point being, and he made several great points in here, one of them being that there are so many events. And I think, competition is not a bad thing now. It breeds the ability for people to be better at what they do, because that's why we have so many phenomenal events now, because there are people who saw flaws in other people's events and they made them better. However, let's also keep in mind that, like many other things, a lot of them is just in the way. They're just in the way. Let's just keep it 100. They just doing stuff to be doing it. You got people out here that are clout chasing. You got people out here that are genuinely care about the people. And I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. The way my integrity is set up, I'm not interested in going to covering or doing anything with anybody's event that's more interested in lining their pockets, and it's a business, than caring about the people and the dance itself. And don't get it twisted. I'm not asking nobody to do nothing for free. I'm not asking nobody to not get paid. You should get paid for your work. I absolutely believe you should make a profit. But if you're not smart enough to do that without taking advantage of people, you probably shouldn't be in this business. Probably not. And we know there are individuals out here that are doing that. I'm not going to keep y'all tonight. We're not going to do a long show, but I just wanted to put some ideas out there. I want to see people, if you're going to give an event, include quality, include the love, include the passion. And for all of my new steppers who sometimes get caught up because y'all don't know any better, because the first person that told you some things, sold you some things, and did not make it clear for you the truth about this dance or the people around this community. I get way too many questions about things that are just wrong. as long as I've been doing Inside Steppin', one thing that you can never say about me is that I've told anyone here a lie, especially deliberately. I have an open door policy here. If anything that comes off of this show is inaccurate, everyone knows all you got to do is reach out to me, and I will address whatever your complaint concern is in that regard. And I also will be absolutely sure. Hold on one second. Yes, sir. Y'all, I'm answering the phone on the show. Answer your messenger. Okay. And so as long as I'm doing this show, and the jury is still out on how long that's going to be. As long as I'm still doing this show, I will always strive to make sure that the information that I provide is 100% accurate. And if it is not, I have people on speed dial who will straighten it out, who will make it clear, who will give you the absolute most accurate and factual information that there is about any one thing that is going on. That's my vow, because again, the way my integrity is set up, I don't have room or use. And the last thing I want to do is to tear this dance down. The last thing I want to do is cause problems, make it where people have to come back and say, well, is what he said true? Let me tell you something. If you heard it on this show, trust and believe, it's real business, period. And I'm saying it's coming out of my mouth. Now, don't get it twisted, because I've had some guests on who have said some things that are not completely accurate. It happens. And so because of that, every now and then things get a little out of pocket. But I do my best to control and correct anything that I deem off when it comes to that. So I'm saying that to say, as far as the events are concerned, I believe everybody should have their opportunities. Everybody should be able to put their thing out there and give a shot at it. But I also think that if you're jumping in this game and you cannot actually afford to give an event, you probably should wait until you can. If you have to depend upon the revenue of people buying the tickets to make sure that your event comes off, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Now, again, I can't tell nobody how to spend their money. My man is not answering the doggone thing. I can't tell anybody how to spend their money. I can't tell anybody what to do. I'm simply making suggestions that will probably benefit yourself and everyone who would attend your event. I was privy to a Reggie Miles, somebody I better not leave him out here by himself. Yeah, bro, I don't know. I was privy to a situation recently where a promoter had not handled their business properly and then attempted to deflect from that when things didn't go the way that they should. I'm going to say it again. There's a way to do everything. It's to each his own. It's free enterprise. This is business. This is capitalism. It's America. People can do whatever they want with their money and their time. I simply ask that more respect be paid to this community by doing things the right way. Why can't we have collectives where, and this goes to several areas of the Steppin' community. You want to be a promoter? Call some of these other promoters and ask them what to do. Just put it out there. Like, hey, what do I need to do to become, a promoter? What am I what are the things that I have to learn along the way? Figure that out, especially if you don't have a big bankroll, because mistakes cost. Mistakes are expensive. But I make the same suggestion as it pertains to instructors, DJs, all of the peripheral people and things that make this community what it is. I say, get yourself a mentor in this community that can show you. I mean, I don't know, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say, based on my prior experience with Irie, Israel, you got a thing going on or you want to do something, reach out to that brother and find out if he's willing to give you information that's going to benefit your learning on how to become a promoter. I say, call a vetted, proven instructor who actually knows how to teach the dance, because a lot of y'all don't. I don't care if I'm stepping on toes right now. I really don't. Some of y'all can dance your ass off, but you're not an instructor. Those two things do not just automatically translate. Find out from somebody who actually instructs this dance how to actually instruct it the right way. Do you understand the amount of benefit that is to the entire community, not just to your pockets? You benefit the whole structure of everything that we are by using the information that others have already done the homework on. They already did the groundwork. They already been through the trials and the tribulations. They already seen everything that you could see. Everything that could happen, happened. And they're going to say, well, let me tell you what to do when this happens. Let me explain to you how you convey, how you translate what you do in the dance to giving it to somebody else. It's not always as simple as just saying, look, do this, do what I'm doing. Don't do that. We got a lot of people who are coming into this dance and they unfortunately are suffering from misinformation. One of the very reasons why Inside Steppin exists is because my job, and I've made this my job, I've created this lane, is so that I can actually straighten out some of the lies, stop some of the people who've been lying from lying, because I'm holding them accountable. Because when I tell you the correct information, you can hold them accountable and ask them when they start to tell these fables and tall tales, put it on the table. Again, I got an open door policy. If I say something wrong, y'all know where to find me. I'm easy to find. We can talk about it right here in front of everybody. The reason Inside Steppin exists is because we want the dance to be documented and archived correctly. We want it to be factual, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. This is what happened. This is what actually happened. There's going to come a time 30, 40, 50 years from now where we're going to be gone. And when we leave, there will only be things like this to refer to. There are many, many people who are pioneers of this dance, people who were in the room, literally, when certain moves were put into play. And I'm not going to say created, because I'm going to tell y'all, it annoys the hell out of me when I hear people say stuff like, oh, they got that move from me. Whew, please stop. Especially if you wasn't one of those in what I like to refer to as the first graduating class of the Steppin world back in the 70s. Now, I want y'all to not misunderstand me, because the boppers will take exception to what I'm saying right now. But we have to understand that there is a line. There's a line between the bop era and into the Steppin era. And a lot of people get that confused, and not enough people know the information to separate the two and make it clear about how this thing played out. But we're fortunate enough that some of those people who were actually the pioneers of this dance are still around. And I'm fortunate that I'm able to talk to some of them. Even on this show, we've spoken with lots of them. Now, 40 years from now, we'll all be gone. Well, I don't know. I'd be 90 something. I'd like to still be around, but there'll be a time coming where we won't be here, and the younger generations will have picked this up and carried it forward. And they will, the way we reach back, the way the steppers who created what we know to be stepping today, who reached back to the old movies, the old Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers and the James Cagney movies with the dressing and the clothes and the dance moves, the Nicholas brothers. See, all them old black and whites, a lot of the stepping moves you see today, they came right from there. They reached back into an archive and pulled that information and brought it forward. The same thing is going to happen when we're gone. There has to be something, some archive, some ledger, some space that they can go to and they'll say, oh, that's how they was doing it back then. And they will put their twist on it. And they will carry it forward even further. But the roots will be where they belong because of shows like Conversations with Reggie Miles, because of shows like Inside Steppin', and Sanji Stewart with her fantastic articles, living8count.com. There are other individuals who are, Tony and Dominique Dowd have come up with their new show. They're archiving information. All of these things, no matter how long they're here or how short they're not, or times they're not here, all of the different people that go out, Video Queen and Lady Margaret Fisher and all of the ladies and different people who videotape these dances and put them on YouTube and put this stuff out here. The Tikas, everybody. We are preserving this dance through content creation. In doing that, there will be information for people to reach back for. But I want it to be accurate. Reggie Miles goes out of his way to make sure that the information that he puts forward on his own show is accurate. When things happen and we address them on these shows, we get the information. We do the homework. And when we're done doing the homework, then we put it out there. Because the last thing that we're going to do, I've yet to see anybody put any misinformation out on any of our shows collectively. But the last thing that any of us are going to do is to put misinformation out there, because let me tell you, if I say something wrong on this show, baby, my phone be blowing up before I get off the air. Even when my guests sometimes come on here and they say things that may not be completely accurate, my phone blows up. I get people calling me, hey, man, that's so said, that's wrong. I'm going to hear about it. Now, I don't deal with opinion when it comes to that. I deal strictly with facts. If the facts are on point, then that's one thing. But people are entitled to feel however they feel. And feelings have nothing to do with facts. The two do not meet. Now, my hope is that we as a community begin to hold each other accountable, hold the promoters accountable, hold these instructors, those who want to be instructors but struggle, accountable. Don't encourage bad behavior by paying money to these people. Now, some of y'all going to get caught up, because many of you have in the past. Some of y'all are going to get caught up. And when you do, no, when you do, it's only because you have people that are going to try and sell you stuff that you don't need and you shouldn't want. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So you deal with it until you know better. Wanda Scales makes a comment. I'm to the point where I'm going to stop going to the events where the so-called heavy hitters are. Let's address that right quickly before I finish the rest. That term heavy hitter, I'm not sure where it came from or who created it, but most of the people who are considered heavy hitters don't even like it. But I guess they have to come up with somebody had to come up with a way to describe the people who are at the seemingly hierarchy of the dance or at the pinnacle of what goes on in it. I don't know. And the reason I don't like the naming of individuals is because, and Susu said the click, I don't like the naming of individuals because it creates a divide. It creates too much of a divide, and I don't think that any one or group of people who dance well deserve to be ostracized or isolated. Give them their individual due. That's my thoughts on that. Anyway, male and female. Because you ask for my money to do a class or a workshop, and you only dance with people that you dance with every time I see you, and then when you approach and ask for a dance, you get that look like, let me do this and get it over with. So please don't be upset when people stop dealing with you or they just choose not to dance anymore because no one wants to feel left out of his dance community, especially when you're spending your money constantly. I don't disagree with this. She is expressing her feelings in that regard, and this is not the first time I've heard this. There are other individuals whom I've heard this from as well. That is a sticky subject. And I only say that because there are times, I guess, when people, let's face it, y'all, people had a right to dance with whoever they want to dance with. Yes, as a person who is taking people's money as an instructor, let's be clear, those instructors, once you've gone beyond your lesson, don't owe you anything. However, it is in their best interest, in my opinion. It is good for business, branding, and marketing to dance with people who spend their money with you because, of course, you want them to spend their money again. You should want repeat customers. If you've given them information that's helping them to better their dance, why would they not come back to you? Why turn them off and have them walk away and say, that person is rude, I don't like them, I'm not giving them my money? Do y'all understand how closely connected people's feelings and their wallets are? Do you not understand that when you go shop, a lot of times we buy things because of the way it makes us feel or the item moves us a certain kind of way? It's almost like a drug. We spend our money based on feelings most of the time. If everybody spent their money logically, we'd all be wealthy. We put our money in places where it would pay us off. It would pay us back, but we don't. Let's see. So yeah, this is where we are. Crystal Howard's girl says, and a national Steppin newsletter for the best events or the worst events. Crystal, that is a sticky subject. However, I will say that Sanji Stewart, livingthe8count.com, is very good about keeping up with all the things that are going on. You should really check her out. Between her and Cynthia Bean, who does have a list of national events, you can then get an idea of what you're dealing with. As media, we all hesitate to make statements about best and worst. Whenever I mention what events I particularly care for myself, I do it in a way where I put the caveat in there immediately, that it is my opinion that my top 5 events are this and that. And I do that because everyone has their own particular way or thing that they like or don't like. And I cannot speak for them. I can tell you what I like. And when I speak about what I like, I speak about those events that cover what I like. You got some people who love toxicity and chaos. They'll go to a toxic event. You know, you got some people who, and here's the thing you got to remember. I don't care how bad or how good anybody is. They're going to have a following. There's going to be people that are going to follow them. and you can't stop them, you shouldn't want to. If they like what they're getting, I hate to use this analogy, but you got women out there in this world that feel like you don't love them unless you smack them in the mouth once a week. Now, as tragic and silly as that sounds, it's true. You got people that are going to go to events that are trash, and they're going to tell you that it was a great event. They had a fantastic time. In my book, it's trash. I'm just keeping it 100. But in their book, and they are entitled to their belief and what they love, they entitled to go to that set and have a great time. More power to you. That's all I can tell you. I can't get my fist in there. More power to you. Do your thing. Susu said, I've been stepping since 1976, and to thy own self be true. Some of the old schoolers won't even dance with other old schoolers. I have to ask one to dance with me and will say I'm dancing with so-and-so and still won't dance. Well, there you go. You just don't never know. You know, everybody got their thing. Wanda Scales said, but that doesn't make it right because they like it. Listen, Wanda, I agree. That's my whole point. That is my whole point. Everybody, listen, as human beings, this is where we got to remember. I want y'all to remember this one thing. Separate. You gotta separate the person from the thing. You got to separate human nature and human beings from the dance. The dance didn't do nothing to nobody. This dance has been what it's been, and it's going to continue to be. It's a beautiful thing. But you can never blame the dance itself. The dance is doing everything that it's supposed to do. Now, okay. Dig that. All right, let me reach out. I got another promoter who has rung in, and we're going to reach out and let her speak. She will not be on camera, but we are going to listen to what she has to say. Let's get her on here. You know, so we all have to be very, very mindful in the way we do things. But again, we also have to hold our now come on, y'all playing with me tonight. We have to hold them accountable for what they do. Yes, stepping is stepping. Thank you for that, Reggie Miles. Professor in the building. Anthony Irvin in the house. I see you, my man. And there are a lot of fantastic events that go on. Let's see. Stephen Wright says, it's like saying we can't get along, we can't stop, but can we come to an agreement of having a good time and not worried about other people? And they feel this is they feel this at the same time. Yeah, it hurts because it's a cool world, a cruel world, and we all have to learn how to get together, plan together, and do the right thing instead of looking foolish. Absolutely. But one thing that we all have to remember, let's take the dance out of it. As human beings, we all have our proclivities. We all have our idiosyncrasies. We all have those things that may get on somebody else's damn nerves, but it's what we like. We all have it. So when we go to criticize somebody else about their particular proclivity, understand that you are equally in line to be criticized for yours. Steppin is stepping. Reggie Miles. Steppin is stepping. And while it affords us the ability to coexist in a small space and enjoy each other's company, it also requires that we respect one another and the culture itself. There are a lot of people who, I just want to dance. That's fine. You can just dance. But you also have to do it in a way that everybody else is okay with. Ma'am, I need you to answer that thing there. It is no camera involved, okay? You got it?
Answer what thing?
I just hit you on Messenger.
You did?
Yeah. Ring me on Messenger. Okay. So um, this is supposed to be a space where we enjoy one another. This is supposed to be a space where we come to release all of the bad energy that we may, and I prefer you bring the good energy with you and leave the bad energy outside. But this is a place where we let all of that stuff go and we come and we forget for a little while we dance and while some of y'all count. you concentrate and you do your thing, man, and you have a good time. And when it's all over, you go home and you sleep it off. And you maybe have met a nice person or just enjoyed your dance so much or learned something new or just had a drink with a friend that you haven't spoken with in a very long time. Whatever the case may be, it is a beautiful thing, this dance. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have personally connected with a lot of really good people because of this dance. Good evening, Miss Angie Fain. How are you, my dear? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Angie Fain is in the
Hi,
building. How you doing, baby?
I am. I'm making it. I'm making it.
All right.
That walls climbing on top of me right
Uh-oh.
now.
That's what happened when you've been in it. When you going stir crazy.
I really am.
Okay. How well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're doing okay.
Yes, doing okay. The knee, it'll be back. It'll be together in a minute.
That's what's
Just need
up.
a little minute.
I can't wait. So Angie, we're talking about the economy, Steppin, and all of these events, and the fact that Stepper Union is no more, or at least not in the immediate future. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
as a promoter? What are your thoughts on the other events throughout the country and what promoters can do to make things better?
I do understand. I did read the letter, and I understand I 100% because I'm kind of straddling that fence. The hotels now are so high, they won't bring the price down because we're trying to make it affordable for people.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's so many events till it you actually canceling out each other because there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
Someone, I don't remember who said it, and it was a big uh, forum, stated, why don't each city, all the promoters come together and give one big party for that city? Have your own individual parties, but when it comes to the big 3 day event, why don't you all do it together so it won't be so many 3 day events? You got 17 of them in Atlanta. You got 17 in Detroit. You got 17. It's just too many in the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for here where I am, Arizona, small. Nobody else is doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Is it about making money? No, definitely not.
Hmm.
Not about making money. It's about the dance itself. And like you stated, the dance hasn't done anything to anybody. It's the people.
Right.
But the thing is the complaints, and you get it's like small complaints. The thing is, when I put out my money to do an event, I'm doing it the way I want my event to be.
Right.
So don't complain to me because, oh, it was an award ceremony. I don't have an award ceremony, but if I did, that's because that's what I want to do. If that's something you don't like, then go to the next party. I hate to be that blunt about it, but that's what I like. And that's what a lot of people like. Do I give out award? Yeah, I give out award, a Black Mary Dreams award. That take what, 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I want to do.
Right.
So to complain about what everybody's trying to do something different, so it's not always the same. So either you're open to it or you're not. Am I going to agree 100% to everybody's party? No. Long as I can get most of what I like out of it, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Long as I can get me a couple good dances to see some people I haven't seen in a while, I'm good. My purpose for going to a lot of these events is to get me a good dance and see some people I haven't seen in a while. That's my purpose for going out. Now, however you want to do, if you got this going on, if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. I stay in my room, take a nap, or go find something else to do. I'm not going to complain about it. That's just my choice. That's just you giving me the opportunity to say, okay, you could do this or you could do that. Or we got this and we got that. Okay. If I can do 50% of what you offer, I'm good. That's just me. Am I
Mm-hmm.
going to please everybody 100%? No. But I do listen to what people say. A lot of times, if you tell people what you like and what you don't like, it does make a difference. So tell me before you put it out on blast.
Man, that part right there. Before you go
Come
and
to me, right?
drag
Come and
somebody
tell me
across the internet.
exactly. Tell me. And I had somebody, and I bring this up. I hate to say it. I had somebody literally pull me to the side to complain about where a garbage can was. And I'm looking
Can't
at her
please
like,
everybody, can you?
really? You fussing about a garbage can? I said, you know what, honey? You're right. Tell you what, move the garbage can to wherever you want to move it, whatever way make best for you. Thank you, because I didn't understand. I didn't even see that. And go on and move and keep it moving. But meanwhile, in my head, I'm going, I don't give a care about no garbage can. That's a garbage can.
Now
Just
that's
move it to
funny.
the other side. Okay. If you almost tripped, okay, you didn't sit, maybe you had too much to drink. I don't know. I don't care, but move it. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is to come together, have fun. It's supposed to be a stressful dance. It's supposed to be something to relieve, to release stuff. Give me a chance to go visit to another city. I want to go somewhere else and go.
Mm-hmm.
I just ain't been traveling much the last couple of years because my knees have been extremely bad till I was forced to finally have knee surgery. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been here in the house for the last several months. I'm sick of it. But as soon as it get better, though, I'm gonna try to hit everybody's party.
Angie says you're gonna make your rounds.
Soon as my knee is working good, I'm going to everybody party. I don't care. As long as you got a party Saturday night, Friday night, I'm good.
I know that's right. That's called appreciation for what you got.
Exactly. You're not gonna please me 100, but I'm good. As long as I can eat and sleep and dance, I'm good.
Okay, that's what's happening. So, how do you feel about the current state of the economy as it pertains to the Steppin community and what you think the future is going to look like?
It's gonna cancel out a lot of parties, and it's gonna go back to being a few parties. Now you got everybody going to
You
those
think
few
so?
parties
You think it's going to cancel a lot of people out?
because a lot of people jumping in not knowing what they're jumping
Mm.
into, and they don't realize it until they didn't jumped into it. Now
Mm-hmm.
they frying and they can't get out. So once you get in and you see how these people act, because we can be some difficult people to deal with
Ooh wee.
over some petty little things. And once they get in and see that and they do it a couple times, they go, you know, it ain't even worth it.
Mm. I think you might be right. I
It's
think
go,
there's some
mm,
people who've actually done that already. They jumped in like, okay, this ain't happening, and they jump right back out.
exactly, because all you see outside is the out surfers are, oh, just get a hall and get a DJ and that's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, the customer service is the most difficult part of it, which is my big stress to my team.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing on my event is all about customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Well, you do a
When
great
you get
job at it. I can
when
vouch
you
for
get
you on that.
because what I hate is when I come to a party, get to an event, I don't see nobody. I don't know where to go, what's going on. Y'all ain't sent out nothing.
Mm.
What I do. So now I'm asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's real simple. If you ask the promoter what to do, they'll tell you, put up a big board down there in the front with all the information. That's one way. Or you can have somebody sitting around. Let people know. I have greetings meet you when you first get out your car at the hotel. I got two people standing right there to tell you
Yes,
everything
you
right
do.
there,
Yes, you
plus
do.
big boards telling you all the agenda and letting you know who all the members are so you can see who you can talk to.
Yeah, because
My main
you have
reason
your
for
picture board up there. I like that.
right, so you know who you're talking to. And if
Mm-hmm.
somebody gave you a wrong answer or was nasty to you, you can go look at that board and give me their name
Mm-hmm.
and let me deal with them. That's my purpose. And also, I also make sure a lot of them do this, but we wear matching outfits so you know who to talk
Know
to.
who the team is.
I went to my last event I went to, I didn't know who to talk to because I don't know who's on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, who do I ask a question about this? I don't know. Go ask so and so. They go, well, no, I'm just helping. I'm not on the team. I'm just helping. That part irritates me. So I make sure we have on our matching t-shirts. So anybody have on that shirt should be able to answer your question.
And if they can't, they can direct you to somebody who can.
Exactly. We usually have phones or microphones or something says, hey, and ask me a question. Hey, Angie, what's going on with the so-and-so, so-and-so? Then now you can tell them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It makes it so much easier if people know what's going on from the beginning. They just want to have fun and they just want to make sure they get their money's worth. But now, because of the economy, the hotels is making it difficult for us to give you your money's worth because the hotels are costing so much money. They don't want to do nothing below $200 a night, and that's on a block, to reserve a block.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is. To me, that's too much.
Yeah.
Because if I see it, I'm going to get mad. So I know if I send it to you, you're going to get mad because it make me mad.
Well, I am of this. I am of the belief that these inflationary rates that are going across the board, not only the hotels but a lot of other things and rental cars, and the list goes on. I think that it's going to cause our entire economy some trouble here in the future, and I think that a lot of rates and different
Yes.
things are about to start going back down because they're not going to have a choice. It's just as simple as
And
that.
and which is one thing I focus on. Try to cut some of the costs. Because if you're traveling over here, I try to make it so you don't need a car unless you just want one.
Hmm.
Because I'm right by the airport. Every hotel I use has a hotel shuttle. I have everything you need right there at the hotel. The last event, I had food trucks.
Hmm.
After the event, you go out to one of the food trucks if you're hungry to get some food, so you ain't got to worry about can somebody take me to get me something to eat, even though it's late. It was food trucks for you to eat from. So I try to keep everything in one spot, so you don't have to unless you just want to.
Hmm. Yep. Well.
So I have a few people when they come in. So I just want to go look around. I go here go my keys. Go ahead. Everybody done drove my car around town. Markel
Hmm.
called me the other day to remind me. He said that was so much fun to just be just riding around looking at the mountains in your car. I was like, I didn't care. I was busy.
Yeah.
I got
Well,
insurance. Go
you
ahead.
do a phenomenal job. And now I'm gonna address one of the watchers here. Magnolia Crescent Orchards says, I understand having love for something. However, I don't believe there's a conflict of interest for a promoter to make money from an event. Absolutely. I agree 100%. But you also have to be a person of integrity and not have to take advantage of your patrons in order to do that. And if you do, you
Exactly.
need not be doing promotion of Steppers events.
Exactly. Just don't put out something that you're not going to be able to deliver just to get them to buy a ticket.
Absolutely. And
That's my pet peeve.
I've seen people. I, see, one of the things about being in the position that I'm in is that I get phone calls. I've
Yep,
had
because I
some.
call you.
Yeah, well,
I'll be
yeah,
calling you.
yes, you do. I've had a couple of phone calls over the last year, and unfortunately, uh, it was about something that a promoter did. And I get more phone calls than that, but these particular ones was something about a couple of promoters and some things that they did that they wanted me to address. I elected not to, for a few different reasons. However, the thing that I want my audience to take away from this discussion more than anything else is that if you see red flags, something doesn't look right, something doesn't sound right, don't give these people your money. If you pay for these things, it's unfortunate if you get taken, if you will. But be sure to hold these people accountable. I'm 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 gonna push that forever because we don't hold people accountable for their bad behaviors. And if we don't start to do that, year after year, you have people who literally go and take advantage of steppers.
And and just keep
And
doing
they
it
just
over and
keep
over and
doing it
over.
over and over. And every single year, you could go to their event the following year, you won't even see the same faces. They got a new batch of suckers. We,
Pretty much.
at some point,
Uh,
well, I guess those people did figure it out. That's why they didn't come back. But anyway, um,
but the thing is, if you're a new promoter, the first year or two, you're gonna take some bumps. That's understandable. So don't get mad at somebody do a party. They only had a party 1, 2, 3 years. They're learning at that point.
yeah.
So don't get mad. Just kind of help them say, next time, try to do it this way.
Hmm.
Maybe this will work, or maybe try this.
Angie, I
But I have
suggested.
always stated, anybody got any questions, you can call me.
There you go.
I don't mind. I don't mind sharing information because when I die, I'm gonna take it with me. What that's gonna do?
There you go. And that's Angie. That's one of the things that I just said on the show. Find a mentor. Find somebody that does this and speak with them and let them assist you through it. There are plenty of people who are more than willing to work with people who are serious and that are going to do the right thing. They will give you
And
the information.
I would love to help somebody because I want somewhere to go so I can have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me. Now I got another party I can go to.
There you go. And again, get it the right way. You know, it's unfortunate that sometimes, and let me tell y'all this. When the last time you got a phone call about your auto warranty? Here's my point.
You know what?
Huh?
Them the people you need to get if you're trying to find anybody.
Look, you know where I'm
Okay.
going with this.
Yes.
If they're
They gonna
calling
keep
you
calling.
to solicit you for something, run like hell. Run.
Exactly.
Run. They're soliciting you. There's a reason. It's a hustle. If you want something, call who you need to call. Get on the phone. Hell, call Inside Steppin. We will point you in directions that will benefit you informationally. If somebody has to call you to solicit you, beware. Buyer, beware. That's all I'm going to say. I'm tired of people out here. They always got to sell you. They got to call you. You're going to do this and you need to do this and you come here and let, I. Man, stop. Buyer beware.
Or you get there and they the only ones working the whole event.
Right.
Don't you have a team to help you?
Mm-hmm.
You the only one? Then that means you ain't gonna give me nothing that I just asked you for. Any problem I'm having ain't gonna never get fixed because you got too many people coming at you because you're only one person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Devin Smith in the building, another great promoter. One of the things that I love about the Texas boys, and I've watched them do this over the years, that customer service, man, it's there. It's on point. If you don't see nothing else, the team over there is working behind the scenes, and Tommy and Devin are out front. They are making sure that the people get what they need. If you have any concerns or questions, they got you. I love that. But we all want to be treated well. We all want to be treated. When we go places, we want to know that somebody is looking out. They looking out.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And listening. And listening.
And listening, because I've literally seen where somebody said, hey, man, we got a problem with this, this, and this. The adjustments were made. Wasn't no big conversation. Wasn't no done. That's it.
And speaking of that, that happened with me.
Mm-hmm.
And you stepped right on in. Stretch was supposed to DJ my pool party. He had to leave for his grandmother, his mother, something. So he had to go. Mm-hmm. So before the pool party was set up, he didn't tell Terry he had to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, where's the DJ? DJ said, hold on. Ain't you a DJ? Set up. Always have a backup plan.
That's it. That's it.
Always have a backup plan. And we try to get it done. Don't just be going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Well, it look like we ain't going to have it. No. We're going to have somebody out there playing some music. Anybody around here know how to DJ? Come on. Make some money. Sit down.
Boom. And DJ Be Real stepped right in and killed the set.
and now you the pool party.
Now I'm
DJ.
the pool party guy.
And that's another thing I do. If I got somebody that works well with me, that's who stays. I don't switch up. A lot of times they switch up DJs, they switch up instructors. And no, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I keep it going because I already know what work I'm going to get from them and they know what I expect. Because you start dealing with new people, you start getting new problems.
Yeah.
And they start doing crazy stuff. Like you tell them you start DJing at 9, they come down at 10:30. No, I don't work like that. My team will tell you I be on them. Mm-hmm. I'm very time conscious. I have a setup team and a cleanup team. So while we're doing one thing, the other team is setting up for the next thing that we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. And I want it done by the time this is over so they can go right into it. Now, meanwhile, when they done moved over to the next one, I got a team fixing that up, cleaning it up to get it ready for the next.
Mm-hmm. But see, that come with experience or someone to sit down with you. I mean, it's just like with me with my whole DJing thing, you know. I love doing that. But the fact of the matter is I didn't jump out here and just say, oh, I'm a DJ. That I didn't do that. I aligned myself with other reputable DJs that know their way around this game, and I learned from them.
Exactly.
And
And I learned from my mistakes because I have made some mistakes too. But you learn from them, and then you go ask somebody, okay, what do I do so that doesn't happen again?
exactly,
Talk
exactly.
to somebody that was successful at it.
There you go. There you go. And not
Don't talk to the man down the street. He don't know. He ain't never done it. Why are you listening to people who've never done it?
because that's human nature, baby.
They have no idea of what it takes to do it in 3 days. It's a whole lot of detail back in it. It doesn't show it, but it's a lot.
It's that little stuff that'll kill you. It ain't the big
And I'm
stuff.
gonna
It's the little stuff.
and I'm gonna tell you, in my team, every year we don't talk. When it's over, we don't talk to each other for at least 2 weeks because we didn't did enough with each other.
Debriefing.
Right? Hey, we're gonna go home. I don't need to talk to you for a while.
Well, all I know
All
is I'm
right.
looking forward to next year's event. So yeah, let me just put that out
We
there
check.
now.
Yeah, I haven't put out everything out to say the date. I never put out my entire flyer until that contract is signed with the hotel. And right now, that's what we're working on. That cost
Excited
of
by
the
this video
room
today. I'm always quite excited.
Okay.
But today,
is
really exciting.
it's too high.
And let me give a shout out and congratulations to my man Maurice Turner on a successful event over the weekend in the ATL. His 50 Shades of 50 Shades of 50 Shades of Black. I can't never get the name right. Anyway, it looks like they had a really good event over there. We weren't able to attend, but it looks like they had a fantastic time. Had a great turnout. I've heard nothing but good things about it so far. So my man Maurice Turner
Me
did
too.
his thing. As a matter of fact, I think he's doing a show tomorrow. He's doing one of his lives on tomorrow. So y'all tune in to that while he talks about everything that went on. I'm guessing he'll have some guests on too. So good for
Yeah, I
him.
wanted to go to that one, but
Yeah.
I
So
can't.
Angie, look, I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with me for a few minutes. We're gonna get ready to cut this thing loose.
Ready?
Before we go, y'all, we will be in Maryville, Indiana, with my girl Lisa Luckett. That'll be December 23rd. Y'all get ready for that. It's going to be a really nice event. We also going to be in Clarksville, Tennessee for New Year's Eve. If y'all ain't got nothing to do for New Year's, come to Clarksville.
Ooh.
It's going down.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Let me put in a little shameless plug. We having a sneaker ball December 2nd.
Okay.
It's our second sneaker ball, and this is part of our fundraising where we collect gym shoes for the kids for the Christmas bags. So if you're not doing anything, just a one-day thing. That Saturday we had a ball. It's not just stepping. We do a little bit of everything. We had house, stepping, hip hop. We play a little bit of everything. We had a ball last year. So it's December 2nd. Just let me know if you're interested. Hit me up on Facebook. And I send you the information. But I usually post it on that. And then we get the third week of April for our annual.
Okay, that's what's happening. Oh, and I'm gonna say this one more time. The Forbes will be in. We will not be working. Inside Steppin will not be in the building, but the Forbes will be at First Friday. We will be in the ATL starting on Thursday night. We will be at Ellery's. We will be at Chicken Wang Spot, and we will be with Miss Mary on the weekend, the first weekend for ATL. My man Kevin Neville's the ambassador will be on the ones and twos. Him and the Candy Man, they're gonna be getting it in. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's what I'm trying to get to, Miss Mary's party.
Well, you need to come on. Quit playing.
Because it's on a Friday and it's hard for me to get off work on Friday.
Okay.
So I have to
No,
take a
Miss
whole
Mary.
day
Miss
off.
Mary is on Saturday.
I thought Miss Mary was Friday.
Chicken Wang on Friday.
Chicken wing. Oh, shoot. I think I get to Miss Mary then.
Yeah.
And I try to make the end of Chicken Wing.
Yeah. Well, come on. We're gonna be. It's
Sitting
going
on the
down.
flight
You know, it's
time.
Poppy's birthday, so we're gonna be celebrating
Oh.
her birthday that weekend.
When is that?
Huh?
When's her birthday?
The 5th?
Oh, you mean November?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't go, man. You know my knee all strapped up.
Well, you just said. I just said we're gonna be there for November.
No, I can't go. I can't go nowhere until I like the end of the year.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you one of them little cart things wrapped around. we gonna.
I was looking at that. I was looking at how them little food bags.
Yeah, we're gonna get you one of them hover rounds.
I gotta get Miss Mary out of that in 2024.
That's what's happening. All right, Miss Fain, I appreciate you, my dear. I want you to have
All
yourself a wonderful
righty.
evening and get better, get well soon, because I'm looking forward to getting my dance on with you. So
Sure,
get
I'll be
that
dancing
handle.
all over the place.
Get that handle.
Okay. All right then. See you
Uh-oh,
later.
wait a minute.
Huh?
Okay. All right, baby. We're going to holler
All
at
right.
you later
Bye.
on. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. So, let's see. So Stretch said he left that Saturday. Stretch said somebody lied on him. Left that Saturday night, was standing there when they were looking for me to do the pool party, so she lied, and I don't like that. Okay, well, Stretch, I apologize, brother, if y'all have a miscommunication about what happened, my man. Let me just make a suggestion. You've had not, you saying your piece. I got you. You can always reach out to Angie and square that away, whatever. I don't know the ins and outs of that part, so I got you, my man. Anyway, I want to say thank everybody for coming through. Let me give a special shout out to my donors and those who have purchased T-shirts in the last week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all. You mean everything to me. And for those of you who love keeping the lights on over here at Inside Steppin', don't forget you can always hit that Cash App, that Inside Steppin'. Just go Inside Steppin' on Cash App, and we there. uh, every little bit does help because we doing our thing. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with me and just kicking it and taking in some of this information. And hopefully, I've at least, if nothing else, I hope that I've been able to plant a few seeds, help somebody decide they want to be a promoter, help somebody that's promoting that shouldn't be decide not to. Yes, Vonda Powell, this is a hoodie. It is an Inside Steppin' hoodie, and yes, they are available. I want everybody to have a great rest of your week. Always know that Inside Steppin' is here, available for you. If there's anything that we can do to help you in your stepping journey, please reach out to us. And always remember that when we come to these shows and we do these things, we're doing this as a way to archive this dance. This is where I was when Angie came in. I want to make one more point, and it's something to think about. When I ask someone to participate on this show, it has really nothing to do with me. And I know that probably sounds crazy to some of y'all, but here's the real deal. A couple of years ago, I approached an individual about being on this show. I was met with the I don't do that, I'm not interested type thing. And I specifically stated that this sort of thing, be it me or anybody else, some people just don't like me, and that's fine. I'm cool. Go to somebody else. But the point was to get their opinion, their ideas, their position, their thoughts on this dance for the future, to make sure that the information that they have is made available for others to take part in, to learn, and to grow in their own journey in the dance. That person has since joined the ancestors. When that person left here, they took a wealth of knowledge with them. So now the things that we could have gotten, the information that could have been imparted, can no longer be, because that information went with them. When myself or Reggie Miles or Latika and now Tony and Dominique Dowd, Sanji Stewart, Cynthia Bean, the list goes on for those who do interviews. When we ask of you to participate in these things, you may not like me. Maybe reach out to one of the others. You may not like one of the others. Reach out to me. Because here's what happens. We get to make sure that your legacy is intact and is moving forward. Don't take the information with you. A lot of people can benefit from it. I know some of y'all don't care, but I do. So with that said, I want everybody to have yourself a wonderful evening. I want you to remember my quote: never measure an event by the quantity of people in attendance, but by the quality of memories you create with the people who are present. And with that said, I want everybody to have a fantastic night. I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. I'm out of here. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its hosts, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.